big news featuring Manny Pacquiao as well as the World Boxing Super Series tournament. Stay tuned. Please help us out. Please help us get to 1,000 subscribers. Hit the like and subscribe button, and also leave us a comment. Let us know what you think. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to another episode of Tuesday Night Fights by 3D Boxing. We have plenty of great news to get to today. Two fronts. First on the Manny Pacquiao fight with Lucas Matthysse. And the World Boxing Super Series has big news as well. First, let's get to Manny Pacquiao land. We got a lot of fans in the Philippines, so let's start there. We have another Manny Pacquiao fight confirmed, Lucas Matthysse. The fight is finally official. There were a lot of rumors that this fight was in a heap of trouble. Manny Pacquiao, who's co-promoting the fight, Pacquiao Promotions, was supposed to leave a deposit for around $2 million, and it only left $500,000, which was that was rumored. And he was running out of time to produce the funds, but that is all taken care of now. The fight's going to go on as scheduled. All of the judges and officials and everything have all been announced, and so the fight is going to go on July 15th, which is less than 2 weeks away, as scheduled. Matthysse will defend his version of the WBA 147-pound strap. Now, everyone knows the WBA has no rhyme or reason for why they call anyone a champion. We know that Keith Thurman holds the Super World title, and Lucas Matthysse holds the world title. So take that for what it's worth. Neither Manny Pacquiao nor Lucas Matthysse coming off their best performance. Matthysse stopped a little-known Thai fighter named Tiwa Kiram, who took a dive, let's be honest. Whether or not he was paid to or just wanted out of the fight, we aren't going to get into that. But watch the fight again if you don't remember. Even Max Kellerman, who was calling the fight for HBO, said it looked like Kiram was looking for a place to lay down. He took a dive. He was doing okay prior to that. He was winning a few rounds, but Matthysse was starting to get to him, and he took a dive. And that was that. Pacquiao has been inactive for a year since losing to Hearn in Australia back in last July, almost a year ago today. A fight we scored for him, we scored the fight for Pacquiao 115-112. We scored a 7-5 for Pacquiao with the 10-8 round in the 9th that Pacquiao dominated and almost stopped Hearn. Most people scored for Pac. However, it is certainly reasonable to have scored that fight for Hearn. There were a lot of close rounds, especially early. We scored them for Pac. We scored almost all the early rounds for Pacquiao. If you flip around some of those, then you flip around the scorecards, and you can easily score it for Hearn, especially if you didn't give Pacquiao credit for the 10-8 round in the 9th, in which there was no knockdown. So this is a fight you could have scored for Hearn. We favored Pacquiao, but it was very close. That being said, it was not Pacquiao. However you had it scored, it wasn't Pacquiao's best performance. It wasn't vintage Pacquiao. We're going to break this fight down. We're going to give out our official fight doctor prediction. Matthysse is going around saying this is going to be the end of Pacquiao. 39, he's done, and that Matthysse is going to end his career. No, we don't think Matthysse is going to do that. We honestly think that at 35, Matthysse is closer to the end of his career than Pacquiao is to the end of his. Matthysse has been in the ring with so many elite fighters, elite top-notch fighters, and he's lost to every elite fighter he's been in the ring with. He lost to Zab Judah, he lost to Devin Alexander, and we, like most people, scored the fight with Devin Alexander for him. We scored it for Matthysse. That was about 6-7 years ago, about 7 years ago now, and it was given to Alexander. It was in St. Louis. Everyone watching the fight thought Matthysse won, but it was scored for Devin Alexander. And of course, Matthysse also lost to Danny Garcia, as well as Postal just recently. Well, it was 3 years ago now. But every time he's really stepped up and faced a world beater, he's been beaten. Now, he does have wins over B-plus guys like Lamont Peterson and Provodnikov, and those are good wins. Those are good wins. But he's not fighting a B-plus fighter. He's fighting Manny Pacquiao. And yeah, Manny Pacquiao is 39 now, and he's not what he used to be. But he still has the speed. He still has the footwork. He's still going to throw punches from a wide variety of angles. And Matthysse is not a big 147 pounder, right? So he's not going to bully him around the ring, right? Matthysse is not going to bully Manny Pacquiao around the ring like Jeff Horn did. It's not going to happen. They're going to be, Matthysse is a small 147 pounder. He's really a 140 guy who's fighting at 147 now. And, we're so used to seeing Pacquiao outsized in the ring. That's not really going to be the case here. They're going to be roughly the same size. Pacquiao is a lot quicker. The hand speed, the footwork. Matthysse is a better boxer than, say, Brandon Rios or Provodnikov or someone like that. But we'll work off the Rios and Jeff Horn comparison because we see the fight as somewhere as a mix between those two, as a mix between Rios and Horn. Because Rios wasn't bigger and Rios was a come-forward fighter. But Matthysse is a better boxer. He is more skilled. He has better head movement. He's not as easy to hit as Brandon Rios, but who is as easy as Rios to hit? Matthysse moves his head. He has good head movement. He's got good footwork, even though he's kind of slow and flat-footed. He's never off balance and things like that. But he jabs his way in. He's an aggressive come-forward fighter. And Pacquiao's going to tee off on him. I mean, that is tailor-made for what Pacquiao wants. It's also tailor-made for a great fight. Now, don't get us wrong. We think this is going to be an action-packed fight. This is going to be a fun fight to watch. But Pacquiao's going to do most of the damage. Even at 39, he's going to constantly beat him to the punch. He's going to be moving around the ring, keeping him guessing, scoring with straight lefts and right hooks. Again, and Matthysse is going to get some work done, right? He's going to get to his body. He's going to land some power shots. He's going to score on Pacquiao. This is not the Pacquiao of old, right? This is not what Pacquiao's not going to do to him what he did to Shane Mosley or he did to Antonio Margarito or Miguel Cotto. Matthysse is going to get work done. He's going to land some shots. And we think every round is going to be pretty competitive, right? Matthysse is going to land and score in every round, but it's not going to be enough. Pacquiao's going to outwork him and outland him with those straight left hands and the right hooks round after round after round. Like I said, every round will be fairly competitive. Matthysse will show that he belongs in the ring with them, but it's not going to really be enough to win any of the rounds. He may get a round or two here and there on some scorecards, but every round's pretty much going to look the same, and that's Pacquiao dancing around the ring, outmoving him, outquicking him, and landing big left hand leads, and big right hooks. That's going to really start to take its toll as we get to the later round. And Matthysse, who suffered the broken eye orbital bone in the Postal fight, hasn't really had that eye tested yet, right? Like, he fought Emmanuel Taylor, which is a lower class of fighter, and then he fought this guy named Kieran, who took a dive. So he hasn't had that eye really tested yet, and Pacquiao's certainly going to do that. That eye's going to start to swell, right, from Pacquiao's lead left hand, and the right side of his face is really going to start to swell. And we say after round 9 and in between the 9th and 10th round, the doctor is going to step in and advise the ref to stop the fight. So that's our official prediction. Manny Pacquiao's, they're going to stop the fight on Matthysse in between the 9th and 10th round, giving Manny Pacquiao an official 10th round TKO. So that's our official prediction. Manny Pacquiao ends his knockout-less streak, right? He hasn't had a knockout since Miguel Cotto in 2009, believe it or not. It's been almost a decade since Manny Pacquiao's knocked someone out. But that's going to come to an end, we predict, on July 15th against Lucas Matthysse via 10th round TKO. And then what's next for Manny Pacquiao? We don't know, right? So Keith Thurman is the super champion in the 140 for the WBA in the 147-pound division. We don't ever know. We don't know if he's ever going to fight again. He has, believe it or not, an August 4th date. We don't expect him to make that. I mean, no one does. That's 4 weeks out now. And there's no opponent named. It's supposed to be in the Barclays Center. There's no tickets on sale. We all know Keith Thurman ain't fighting in August. Okay? It's been rumored. Now, we're not saying that this is the case. We've heard rumors, though, and there's no confirmation on this, that if he doesn't make that date, that the WBA is going to strip him. Now, the WBA never strips anyone, but they did threaten to strip Anthony Joshua if he didn't fight Povetkin, or so we're told. So, I don't know, maybe this is their new thing. If anyone is a good candidate to have their belt stripped, it's Keith Thurman, who hasn't fought in a year and a half now, and has no intention of fighting in the foreseeable future, it looks like. If he takes his August date, we'll be shocked. Okay, it looks like he has no interest in getting in the ring, especially with Terrence Crawford back in action and looking like he's a beast at 147. You know, Thurman wants nothing to do with Crawford or Spence, so we don't expect to see him back anytime soon. And maybe if there's smoke where there's fire and that rumor is true, if there's fire where there's smoke and that rumor is true, that WBA will strip him for not making that defense, then that's good news. And then we would elevate Manny Pacquiao, and Keith Thurman would have no belt, and the division would really start to come alive. So, again, if Thurman gets stripped, we don't expect Thurman to fight Pacquiao, although Pacquiao is now his own promoter, so I guess he could start to make fights with different networks and different promoters. And that would be a decent fight. You know, that's a fight Keith Thurman would probably win, but we don't want to get to that today. But those are just a couple of options. And then Terrence Crawford, of course, is an option. We don't think Manny Pacquiao is going to take that fight. He's been avoiding Crawford for a while now. Crawford's been calling him out. That would not be a pretty ending for Pacquiao's career if he fought Terrence Crawford at 40 years old. Then the other option he was talking about is Lomachenko, which is an interesting fight. You know, drastically different weight classes. There's a big size difference. You know, what we saw when Lomachenko was much bigger than Rigondeaux is what we'd see if Pacquiao fought Lomachenko, right? Pacquiao is a lot bigger than Lomachenko. Linares was bigger, a lot bigger than Loma. Pacquiao is going to be a lot bigger. I don't know what what weight class they would do that at. You know, they'd probably do it at some kind of catch weight, maybe 142 pounds or something like that. But stick to your guys at your own size. I mean, that would be an interesting fight, and we'd like it. But, you know, fight the guys at your own. There's plenty of guys at 126 to 135 that Lomachenko can fight, and there's plenty of guys at 140, 147 for Manny Pacquiao to fight. So there's no reason to start stretching and fighting guys that much smaller than you. On to the other news that we have, the World Boxing Super Series. Eddie Hearn and his $1 billion deal with DAZN is going to cover the World Boxing Super Series exclusively. They'll be doing both the Bantamweight tournament and the Junior Welterweight tournament. And both of those are shaping up beautifully. There will also be a third weight class added to the tournament. The first season is winding down. We're about to conclude both of those. July 21st will be the conclusion of the Cruiserweight tournament, which will match Gassiev and Usyk for the undisputed Cruiserweight crown. And that's been a great tournament. Both those guys, Usyk is now on our pound for pound list, and Gassiev is one of the next three guys looking in. Right, so he's somewhere between 11 to 13 on our pound for pound list. This is a really interesting fight. Usyk will enter a slight favorite, but Gassiev at just 24 years old is a special talent, and he could pull that upset. We'll get into the predictions on that later. And then in the super middleweight tournament, George Groves and Callum Smith will meet relatively soon. There'll be a date for that set in the near future, so we'll know exactly when we're going to get that fight. But both of those are confirmed, and the Cruiserweight fight almost didn't happen. There was a lot of promotional issues, and Gassiev was already starting to look at other opponents. So we're glad that can be made, because that's going to be a great fight. That's got Fight of the Year potential. It's two of the best. It is the two best cruiserweights, but like I said, it's two of probably the top 15 fighters in the world squaring off. So that's going to be great. And it's got a home now, right? So if you're in America, watching these two tournaments has been difficult. They haven't had a natural television home. Some of the fights were picked up on network television in the U.S., and some of them haven't, right? And then streaming it on the World Boxing Super Series website was a disaster. The WBSS website wasn't working too well. I feel like you could have got a 16-year-old kid to fix that for $10 an hour, but for some reason they had difficulty streaming it. And then they had to go to Facebook and watch it on Facebook, and it was a disaster. And like for people who wanted to watch the Gassiev and Dorticos fight, which was a great fight, possibly the fight of the year, it had difficult. Like, you couldn't find it if you wanted to watch it live. Like, I kind of feel we watched it live, but we picked up a stream on it. But I kind of had to go to YouTube and watch it after the fight when you probably already heard what happened. So we're not going to have that problem anymore moving forward. DAZN is picking up both tournaments. both the 118 and the 140 pound tournament, and they'll also be picking up whatever third weight class is announced, which stay tuned for that. As soon as that is announced, the third weight class that'll be having the World Boxing Super Series tournament, we'll let you guys know. For the 140 pound tournament, Regis Prograis announced that he will be in the tournament. That's assuming that he wins his upcoming homecoming title defense, which by all accounts he certainly should. Additionally, Russia's Ivan Baranchik, Kyle Relic, Josh Taylor, and Edward Trubinevsky, as well as a Swedish fighter we're not really familiar with, Anthony Eget, have all been confirmed as participants in the 140-pound World Boxing Super Series tournament. So you got a lot of great names there. This tournament is really shaping up. The 140 and 118. And the 118 is looking even better than the 140, which is like the 118-pound tournament, which looks spectacular. I mean, really spectacular. Has 2 pound-for-pound top 10 fighters, from our list at least, right? So of our top 10 pound-for-pound guys, 2 of them are in this tournament. That's Inoue and Ryan Burnett. They're both confirmed. As is Puerto Rican sensation Manny Rodriguez and South African Zolani Tete. Right there, I've just named the 4 top guys at 118 pounds, and they're all confirmed for the tournament. Manny Rodriguez already has his first round matchup, and that's with Jason Maloney, who is the mandatory for his IBF strap. So there's already 5 guys in that tournament, and there's already been a fight that's going to be mandated. So this is really shaping up. Obviously, I would think Prograis is going to be favored in the 140-pound tournament, especially with the names that we have now. And the 118-pound tournament, I would imagine Inoue is going to be favored. But we haven't really seen Inoue's chin tested yet. Now, I want to see him get in there with Manny Rodriguez. If you think that any of the other fighters besides Prograis or Inoue would be favored to win, if you think either of these guys could, any of the other guys could beat these 2 favorites, let us know who you think they are. I think Manny Rodriguez is a live underdog at the 118-pound tournament. I don't really know who's going to beat Prograis at the 140-pound division, but let us know. Let us know who you think. You think Josh Taylor could beat him? You think Relic could beat him? Relic's a really good fighter. Whoever you think can beat those guys, or if you think, this is going to go chalk. Prograis and Inoue are the favorites for a reason, and they're going to win. They're the best fighters. Let us know what you think. Leave your comments, leave your thoughts, leave your predictions below. Please remember to like and subscribe. We need your help getting to 1,000 subscribers. For the Tuesday night fights, this is 3D Boxing signing off. God bless and good night.
Enjoy 3D Boxing vlog videos? Show us some love by clicking the like button. Don't miss a tweet, post, story, or video. 3dboxingvlog.com is also on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Hit the subscribe button now to stay inside the ring.